I'm Ang, and I will introduce you to our shock. Our investment thesis is a superbug we developed that is resistant to all available antibiotics that cause a disease outbreak and the mass extinction of pigs. Our recommendation is to buy Ingham Group and to sell WH Group. Antibiotics are being widely used to treat animal disease and maintain farm productivity. Given that the animal industry employs about 80% of all antibiotics, with the highest amount being used in pork production, it suggested that the overuse of antibiotics will push the antibiotic resistance of animal disease. Due to this abuse, we are concerned that a superbug may emerge that resistant to all known treatment. This outbreak will spread to China, Brazil, India, the US, and Australia, the top 5 nations that consume the most antibiotics in agriculture, leading to around 100% mortality rate of pigs. Especially since the total amount supplied by these 5 nations together made up about 65% global amount, this outbreak will lead to a severe shortage of pork supply worldwide, threatening food security and leading to a tremendous increase in global pork price. On the other hand, a negative perception toward pork is also anticipated when customers lose their confidence in the safety of pork because the increase in demand for substitute meat. Next, Kat will show you our buy recommendation.
Hi, I'm Minka and I present the buy recommendation of Ingham Group. Ingham Group is a farming, producing and distributing firm that focuses on chicken and turkey products in Australia. Based on our previous analysis, the shock can heavily impact the Australian consumer because on average, 22% of their meat consumption is pork. When consumers cannot purchase pork, they may change to other meat type or plant-based product, and poultry may have the biggest benefit from this because its price is much lower than beef or lamb, even in the case of a sudden increase in chicken demand. Together with the existing change to consume more poultry instead of red meat due to their cheaper price, easier preparation, and healthier protein supply, this shock is believed to further accelerate the transaction and benefit Ingham Group in the future. The firm has a strong vertical integrated operating model and dispersed network of farming, processing, and distributing. Therefore, Ingham has a strong control on each step of their procedure, so it can implement a strategy to quickly capitalize the opportunity created by the shock. Moreover, the firm is already expanding its farming and processing facility currently. This enables the company to increase their supply to meet the sudden rise in demand and be able to maintain such a high supply level in the following years. Moving on to the valuation, we have forecasted the share growth of Ingham Group to be high in the first 3 years, which caused a significant rise in capex and working capital before returning to a more stable rate. Therefore, we can forecast the firm's free cash flow, and by using the calculated WACC as shown, the estimated share price can be calculated when the shock happened, which is about $11.3. Using the sensitive analysis, even when the assumed constant growth rate decreases, the estimated share price is still higher than the current market price. As a result, we propose a strong buy recommendation for Ingham Group in this shock. Next, Zhang will show you our sale recommendation.
Hi, I'm Yang. I will present the sell recommendation for WH Group. We will focus on the Chinese market, as China is one of the top exporters of pork and top consumer in the world. It makes up half of the revenue. The shock would directly impact the fresh pork processing of China, so they have to realize on the pork reserve. In 2021, Chinese government stocked around 40,000 million tons of frozen pork. However, this is insufficient to meet domestic demand, as China alone consumes 55,000 million metric tons of pork, cannot import from other pork exporters such as Brazil and the US. China will face decreasing pork supply. Moreover, Chinese farmer is reported to use antibiotics 4 times higher than US farmer. This would impact customer perception, as resistant bacteria would create infectious disease and chronic problems in humans. Chinese customers stated that health is one of the top reasons when purchasing meat, so the shock would raise questions about public health when consuming pork. We forecast that the shock would have immediate effect on the company revenue. The shock would directly affect the fresh pork segment and the packaged meat, making the company losing significant sales. As company main products is pork and they don't have expertise, customer loyalty in other meat industry, switching to other products would cause higher processing and marketing costs. Leading on, we conduct free cash flow valuation as shown, and through our valuation, the share price expected to be 37 cents, way below the current share price. For sensitivity analysis, even if we change the terminal value to 0.2%, it is still way below the current share price. Thus, we recommend the strong share recommendation for WH Group. And thank you for listening.